Now, some of our people, because they were raised on the continent, they really believe that this message is not for them. But what we have to understand is that we were affected on both sides. Those who were stolen and brought to wherever place in the diaspora, and those who were on the continent. Because think about it, your people were taken without your consent. They were kidnapped and you didn't know where they went. Some of y'all, your whole village was wiped out, or the majority of your village was wiped out. If you think this does not impact you, it does. But I love the way this elder really broke it down. And it's like, if you can't really feel this, you need to be really concerned about why you cannot feel this message. Our elder is going to break it down in a way where you can vividly picture what really happened to us during the Middle Passage. And if you cannot feel this moment, you need to really be concerned.
Everything they had.
They were stripped of everything.
Not slowly, but suddenly. It's like if you woke up tomorrow morning and you couldn't find anybody, you were in a place that you didn't recognize, and you didn't have nothing. Now, I want you to think about that.
Think about that.
I want you to think about
that.
What do you do with that?
What do you do with that? We were snatched and taken somewhere where we didn't know anything about that place or the people that were taking us there. We didn't know where we were even going.
I want you to think about, what do you do with that? And how do you continue living? Okay? So I think about them, and then I think about them being put in chains and marched down to the coast, and then put into the dungeons, the dank, dark dungeons, in terror, and then being squeezed out through this hole of no return, and then taken down to these ships and put into the holes of the ships where there wasn't room for a person to be. You had to be cramped like this, and you had to be cramped like that for months, not a night, not a week, but for months. How do you do that? And it has been described by the Europeans who described this scene as talking about the stench of a slaughterhouse. I don't know how many of you have experienced Chicago, but I don't think they have it anymore. But I remember when they used to have the stockyards, the smell of those stockyards. You imagine us having to survive in that, in blood and feces and mucus. But we did.
We did.
Okay?
We did.
Some of us.
But we did. We did. And I think that needs to be emphasized, because I've always had my mind like beyond slavery. Like I just couldn't like really sit there. I always went beyond. I always had my mind thinking about before we were enslaved. We were kings and queens, but I had to go into that space and think about what my people endured and their resilience, their strength. And I realized that wasn't something I should bypass. I needed to tap into that. That wasn't something for me to be ashamed of. That was something for me to realize that, Dad, we went through all of that. We are mighty people. We are mighty people. I mean, I knew.